Hello, thank you for joining me for this flexibility routine. I have a link below in the description box to my blog where I have a Flexibility 101 blog post to kind of give you all the top principles of stretching. So you never want to skip stretching after a workout. Flexibility training is super important. It's a vital part of your overall fitness, so I'm glad you're here with me right now. This routine is going to stretch you from your feet all the way up to your neck, so it's a great one to take with you to the gym. I'm also going to have a link in my blog post to a printable stretching routine that you can just carry with you to the gym, or just take your smartphone, turn on this video, and you can do it then too. So we're going to start with the bottom of our feet, with the soles of our feet. Go ahead and activate your toes. Then I want you to sit your hips back on your toes. Now already you're probably feeling a good stretch in the soles of your feet there, right? If you want to increase it, you can just lean back. And I like to lean back because I start to go ahead and get a nice stretch throughout my rib cage, and it starts to get the top of my thighs too, but this extension might not be for you, and that's okay if it's not. Now ideally you want to hold each stretch for a minimum of 20 seconds, going all the way up to 60 seconds, and you want to repeat each exercise or each stretch 3 times. I'm going to take you through once, and then you can watch the video 2 more times to get every stretch, or once you are comfortable with it, you can do each stretch 3 times in a row before you move on to the next one. Beautiful. So let's get our shins now. Go ahead and take your feet flat, toes together, heels wide. Sit your hips right in between your heels there. Take your hands, fingers facing forward behind you. Bend your arms and see how it's starting to stretch your shins. Your knees lift up a little bit and you're stretching your shins there. I like this one too. Shins need a good stretch. They often get forgotten or kind of a secondary stretch, but I like this one because it really focuses on the shins there. And I'm just guesstimating when 20 seconds is. We might go a little over. Hopefully, I'm trying to be careful that we do at least do 20 seconds here. But if you wanted to, you could set your interval timer. You could set your own interval timer for stretching. Set it for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 seconds each time, and then you'll know exactly. And you don't have to think about it or try to count. You just listen for that beep and then you switch. All right, so one of my favorites, the downward dog. Start on all fours. Beautiful. So I want you to activate your toes, dig into the palms of your hands, push your hips up and back, driving your heels down towards the mat there. You're trying to get your legs as long as you can, and you're trying to get your heels as flat to the floor as you can. Everybody's going to be at a different level. Now think about digging into the heels of your hands, spread your fingers apart, push those hips back. I love this stretch. I know you can feel it going down the back of your legs, down into your calf muscles, really stretching your spine there too. Nice. Just hanging out here, and if it feels good, you can pedal your feet. And that helps you get even deeper into each calf muscle there and down the back of each leg. Doesn't that feel good? Yes, it does. Bring both of those heels down. Feels so good. I love this stretch. Beautiful. All right. So next we're going to go into the cat and cow. This is great for stretching your back and your rib cage or your abdominals. I'm sure you guys have done this before. Start in your nice quadruped position, shoulders right over the wrists, hips right over the knees. Go ahead and round your back, tuck your chin, look back at your knees. Oh, really pulling those shoulder blades apart, stretch that spine. Now, dip your hips down, open up your chest, look up to the ceiling. So now you're exaggerating the downward arch in your lower back there. Nice. And let's go to that cat again. And back to the cow. Beautiful. So come back to a neutral spine. So you're drawing that belly button back and in, that tailbone's tucking under slightly. We're going to do a quadruped stretch. Well, starting from the quadruped position to get to the top of your thighs. Now, if we get into it and the balance is getting to you, you can go ahead and lay down on your side. So you know what? Why not just do that? Let's just go ahead and lay down on our side. Why not? So go ahead and take that top leg, kick your heel back, and then if you can, grab it with that top arm. See how my knees are staying next to each other? Now to increase the stretch, push your hips forward. Nice. Beautiful. So stretching the top of the leg there, the top of the thigh, your quad muscles. Beautiful. Roll over onto your other side. I'm going to turn this way just so my back isn't to you. Get nice and lined up. Bend that back leg. If you feel like you are able to, you can grab the foot, pushing the hips forward while keeping your knees next to each other. Just going to hold this for at least 20 seconds, right? Do you feel it stretching? If you have a hold of that foot, it's starting to stretch your chest and your shoulder complex there too, so that feels good. That is the good thing about many stretches. You're not just stretching one body part. Usually it requires a few or a couple. Okay, so we're going to do one of my favorites. I got to move my battery pack here. It is the figure 4 stretch. So lay down on your back. Go ahead and take either leg, cross it in front. I want you to keep your foot flexed. That's going to protect your knee. Now some of you, that might be enough of a stretch for your hips here, the outside of your glutes, and your glute max, right? Gluteus maximus. Otherwise, I want you to take your hands underneath, hug that knee in, and you're gonna feel it really increase the stretch there. I love this one for my butt. Now that foot that's crossed, keeping it flexed, right? You can wiggle those toes. There you go. This is a good one for your IT band. If you're a runner, sometimes you get a tight IT band and that can affect your gait, whether you're jogging, running, or walking. It can hurt your knees if you have a tight IT band, so it's good to stretch it. Beautiful. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So cross it, make sure your foot is flexed. Hug it in if you want to increase the stretch. Nice. Can you hear my daughter pushing the stool around in the kitchen? Probably trying to get into something there. Beautiful. A couple more seconds. Give me another nice deep breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. Go ahead and roll yourself up. Let me remind me what we're doing here. Okay, so we are going to do a shoulder stretch that also gets into your triceps. And this is one that is actually verified test for shoulder flexibility. Go ahead and take, I'm actually going to turn around so you can see the back. Take your right arm, pat yourself on the back there. Now take your left fingers and try to touch your fingertips together. Guess what? If your fingertips can touch at any point, even if it's barely touching like that, you passed the shoulder flexibility test. If not, you know you need to work on it. So you can feel the triceps stretching of the top arm and then the top of the shoulder stretching on the bottom arm, right? And we're trying to hold for at least 20 seconds. Nice. Now when we go to the other side, you might find that one side is more flexible than the other. That's normal. It's not necessarily good. We want to have the same flexibility on both sides. But we tend to be more flexible on our dominant side. Hold that stretch, just keep breathing. Even if your fingers aren't touching, don't give up. Try to get them as close as you can. Couple more deep breaths. Beautiful. Okay, so let's get the back of our shoulder here. Take that right arm across. I'm smushing the mic. I hope it's not making too many. bad noises there. Annoying blurb noises there. There we go. Rotating your wrist. Let's take the other arm across. Doesn't that feel good on the back of your shoulder? Yes, it does for mine anyway. Nice. So go ahead and take your arms out in front of you. Push your palms away from you and your fingers down, stretching your forearms there, going up into your biceps. Now, if you want a little bit more and it doesn't bother your wrists, you can take your fingertips down. You can apply a little bit of pressure to increase the stretch, but you don't have to if it bothers your wrists in any way. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to turn our palms towards the inside, bringing your fingertips towards your body. And again, you can apply a little pressure by putting them down on the ground and just leaning forward onto it just the slightest bit. It doesn't take much to already feel the forearms there stretching. Nice. Okay. You ready? Just sit nice and comfortably. Do whatever feels good with your legs, shoulders down and back. Go ahead and drop your chin to your chest. We're just letting gravity do the work here. Elongate the back of your neck. Just nice deep breaths. Nice and easy, let your gaze go up to the ceiling. Beautiful, just looking up. Doesn't it feel good? Now look at me. Just drop your right ear over towards your right shoulder. We're not lifting the shoulder at all. Keep that shoulder down and feel that stretch along the side of your neck there. Now this might be enough. If you want to apply a little bit of pressure and just put your hand on top there, you're not pressing at all. Just putting your hand on top of your head like that, you feel the little bit of added extra pull, right? You don't have to actually pull on your head there. Just place it there gently and it'll increase that stretch if you want. Beautiful. Let's switch sides. Just start without the hand. Just let gravity do the work. Make sure you're keeping that shoulder down and back. If you want to, you can just gently put your hand on there. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Nice work. Release that, and we are done for our total body stretching. Thank you so much for stretching with me. If you want to have more flexibility videos, especially ones focusing on particular parts of the body, let me know. Leave me a comment. Other than that, make sure you've subscribed if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.